Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer, and today I want to show you guys how to draw the parasaurolophus. And this drawing was requested by I Love Kit Kats. And what you see right now is just me kind of experimenting a little bit with colored pencils and stuff. And what I did, I actually made it a little bit too dark. I made it way too dark actually. And well, this is one of the first drawings that I ever did with colored pencil, so I still have room to learn new things and to improve on the things that I am not very good at yet. And I believe this drawing turned out okay. I guess it's not one of my best drawings, but well, you can see a lot of detail in it, and you can still clearly see the eye and his mouth and everything else. You can still see the small little details, but I don't like that it's too dark, especially the tail. I made this way too dark. It's supposed to be a lot lighter. The whole drawing, I mean, this part is okay, but from here on it just goes downhill. So yeah. Alright, so let's get into the drawing actually. The parasaurolophus. Okay. So what you want to start with drawing is kind of an egg-shaped object over here, and the tip of the egg is actually pointed down a little bit. So this is actually going to be his back. Kind of something like this. And this is pretty strange because well, the shapes of the the parasaurolophus is kind of odd. So here's his back, and then over here is his hip, I believe, and he has a very muscular leg over here. Because there's a lot of weight he has to carry with it. Because he's not really made to walk on solely two hind legs. He usually walks on all four, but when he has to run, he walks with, he uses all of his, he only uses his back legs, his hind legs, that's what it's called, that's correct. Alright, so now we get to his tail, and his tail goes something like this. And then something like that. It's just a little bit off the ground. It's supposed to be a slightly bit off the ground. Okay. And then we go to his shin. Goes about till over here. Then it goes like this. And I'll do in this video, I'll try to explain a little bit how I draw dinosaur feet. Alright, something like this. This is looking quite good. And later on, before I'm going to draw in the feet, I'm going to do a completely different kind of tutorial, but this tutorial about the how to draw dinosaur feet would be a little bit too short to make a complete separated video, so I'm just going to make a video about it while drawing this drawing. So here's his hand, his arm. This is where his arm starts, and then over here is his elbow. It's underarm goes like this, and then you have this kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but his fingers are just hanging around like this. And then a very small one over here as well. Well, I didn't really do that one right, but maybe this one is supposed to be a little bit longer, and then this one is supposed to be over there. It's really strange. Or I could just do something like this. I could also just do something like this. Just do the same thing with the hand. This is then just one finger. This is another finger. And then there's a small one over here. Something like this, and there's supposed to be nails attached to them. This one's supposed to be a little bit more like this. That looks a little better. Just a tiny bit. You know what? I'm just not going to draw the final one in. Just something that looks like this would be okay as well. There is supposed to be another kind of finger over here somewhere, but I'm afraid that when I draw it in, the last little finger looks terrible. This one. Well, this could work. Alright, we'll leave it like this for now. Okay. So now we have the basics done. Just give it a little bit of a muscle over here. A muscle over here as well. And then over here is his neck attached. Which goes something like this. And it's really hard to get the length of the neck right and stuff. So that's why I usually erase the neck quite a lot. His neck goes like this. And then it goes like this. And then it starts over here. Kind of does the same. Alright, something similar to this. This neck could be a little bit thicker over here. And I can just go over it with the eraser. Things that I don't like. Alright, and this looks pretty okay. And actually this is supposed to end over there. So now we want to draw in his head, and his head starts over here. This is where his bottom jaw starts. And it goes almost straight. It's almost like a triangle, triangular shaped head. Something like this. And then there's this thing on top of it, on top of his head, which is supposed to be quite large, and then it goes like this. Alright, and I don't like how small his head actually is, but I believe that his head wouldn't be much bigger. Maybe I made his neck a little bit too thick, I don't know. I'm really trying to get the shapes right and stuff. I don't know. Is his head a little bit too small or not? We could always make it a little bigger. Alright. I believe this looks just fine. And then we have this goes all the way on until over there. And then over here we have a place where his eye should be. Shaped a little like this. And of course then we could always draw his eye in. And we'll work on greater detail on his head later on. Well, let's just finish this then. Okay, that should be fine for now. A few lines would be fine over there. One line over here. His nose is supposed to be right over there. And that should be about it. So what I want to do now is get into the tutorial of how to draw his foot. And alright, I'll just pick a different paper. Okay, so what you want to do is, for example, if this is well, for the foot of this dinosaur, for example, his shin goes like this. Then there's this part, and this is his ankle up here. And what you want to do is you just want to do a curved line going all the way to the ground, something like this, and then draw on the end of it, draw something like a nail on it. And then when you are about the size of his nail, this distance back, you draw a different kind of nail, another nail, about the same size. And then you put this underneath it, and well, this foot goes like this, for example, and this is a little bit different, but this is just for a normal typical dinosaur foot, something like this. So we could erase this real quick, and then this is what you're left with. But when you're this is actually what most plant eater food look like, but a meat eater has a little bit longer toes, so you can draw it like this, put a nail on top of it over here, and then go slightly up, start here, make a bump over there, and then about this distance again you want to make another nail. Do the same thing. And then you just put the ankle over here and go on with your drawing, what you were working on. For example, something like this. And you could make his knee a little bit pointier. And then draw in his knee and stuff, and the shadow. So this is basically how to draw a dinosaur foot. Alright. Oh, and again, with this particular dinosaur, his foot goes like this. And what you see is the same thing, but he has, his claws aren't as sharp, and his toes are a little bit closer together in terms of length. So this is actually what you are going to see in this drawing. Alright, it's going to be something like this. Not exactly like it, because it's supposed to be a little bit more like this, I believe, but it's going to be something like this. Alright. So now let's go and draw in his feet. So yeah, it's about the same as what I just showed you on the other page, the other piece of paper. And over here is his ankle again. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to go over everything with a black pen, and you could just do it with your pencil, but be sure to you can do two things. You can use the same pencil and push down harder on those lines so you get really dark lines, or you could just pick another pencil which is a little bit darker and go over it. And maybe you can first erase everything and then go over it with a darker pencil, because otherwise you will still have these messy lines. So okay, I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back, and I went over every single line, and this video is about 20 minutes right now, 21 minutes, so I'll be making a second part. So I'll see you guys in the next video.